Sandra at SandraR, and I'm an independent UK Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today's project is something that I'm really excited about. I've made these little crackers, and several years ago, well, about 15 years ago now, I had some little crackers on my Christmas tree which I absolutely loved, got them out every single year. But after using them for many years, they started to get very tatty, and in the end I had to throw them away. But I've come up with this little project. They're very quick and easy to make, and they are the most adorable little mini crackers that you've ever seen. And I've put very good quality ribbon on them. I've gold embossed the little sentiments and put some little rhinestone jewels on, some little glimmer stars on each end, and I just think they're absolutely adorable. But what I've done is I've also made a little box for them to go in. There's 6 in all. I'm going to show you how to make one in a moment, which will finish my last one off to go in the box. But I've made this little box for 6 to go in, and I've also made this very cute see-through lid which fits on lovely, and I'm going to tie that round with ribbon. But the very good thing that I like about these crackers, I've made them in all sorts of different. This is the Season of Cheer Designer Series paper, which I love. I've used the one with the mistletoe on, the one with the lovely red patterning, and I just love these little baubles which I've done in silver because I love the blue colours, and that's just changed them from red crackers to a totally different colour. You might prefer silver on your tree, so they would be adorable. And I'll just show you this one. I've only put the ribbon on the end so that I can show you now what you will fit in, because you think, well, what can I fit in these little crackers? Well, you can fit all sorts of things. These little itty-bitty accents punches, which are lovely. There's 3 in a set. You've got the little flower, the little heart, and the little star. They all come as a set of 3. You get all 3 punches for your money, and they fit in there perfectly. So you could tie that round with ribbon there, and you could fit 3 of those in and give those as a gift to someone. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to have a little prize draw on my website at the end of November, and the person, anyone who spends £50 on my website during the month of November will go into a prize draw. If you spend £50, you'll get put into the prize draw once. £100 you'll get put in twice. You can have as many goes as you like, so you can enter it more than on one occasion if you wish to. And at the end of that month, I'm going to give away a box of these delightful crackers with these itty-bitty accents punches. There will be 1 in each of the 3 crackers, and then in the other 3 crackers I will put some lovely things, like you can fit a nail varnish in these. So a nail varnish fits perfectly well into these and ties up. You could fit a little trolley keyring, fits nicely in there. You can get 3 of these chocolate gold coins fits in there, like that. You could fit a little lipstick or lip seal, and even this little chocolate mouse fits in there, like that. So there's all sorts of things that you can fit into these crackers. So although they're mini, you can still fit a lot of little gifts in, and in my opinion much nicer than the crackers that you buy in the stores. I find that nobody really wants a plastic fish in their cracker or a little plastic hair grip. no one really wants those, but if someone gave me one of these lovely little paper punches that I could use over and over again in all sorts of projects throughout the whole year, I would be over the moon. So that is my offer, that if you spend £50 on my website during the month, a minimum of £50 during the month, I will enter you in a prize draw and you will receive a box of these lovely crackers with a lid tied with ribbon. It will include the 3 Itty Bitty Accents punches inside them with some other goodies as well in the other 3. And I think that's just so adorable. So, without further ado, I'm now going to show you how to make these crackers. So let's put those out of the way for the time being, and let's start making them, so that if you wish to make them yourself, you can as well. So we start off with our scoring board, and we start off with a piece of designer series paper that measures 6 inches by 5.5. So if your paper is 12 by 12, you will get four crackers out of 1 sheet of paper, which I think is brilliant. So you can quite easily make a set, or if you've got the small 6 by 6 designer series stacks, well, you're going to get one of those out of each page, which is brilliant. So we start off with the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, at 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and 5 inches. Then you turn your paper around 90 degrees, and we're going to score at 1.25 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 3/4 inches, and 5 inches. So that's the scoring done. So now we're going to get rid of the board, and we're going to bring in our envelope punch board, which we're going which we're going to use in a moment. So you start off by doing this skinny bit first, followed by the other 1 inch pieces. Fold those down first, last one this way. And now we're going to work the other way. You start off with the first one, which you score the normal side, and then you turn your paper over and you do the next score line the opposite way, and then you go back to the normal way and fold, turn your paper round and do the same the other end, normal way to fold and burnish, then you go back the opposite way and fold, and then you go back the normal way. And so you've got 3 folds at each end. So if I just show you that, what you've achieved there is like a mountain and valley fold there. Can you see that? A mountain and valley fold. So that's at that end. Right, so now you get your skinny end first and you fold that over, and you bring in your envelope punch board and you're going to score, you're going to punch, you're not going to score, you're going to punch at 1.5 and punch down. You move it along to 4.5 inches and you punch down, and then you go down to the next score line, fold that over, and you score again at 1.5 inches and 4.5 inches. Do the same moving along again at 1.5 and at 4.5. Last one, 1.5 and 4.5. It's a bit tough to get through, but we did it. And then you've got your holes, you've got your 4 holes going along, and you need to make just a little half cut on this end. So you put your paper back in the machine and press down again at 1.5 inches and the 4.5 inches, and that's all your scoring done. So we'll get rid of the punch board out of the way. You're left with these little bits, by the way, and I seem to have gathered a pot of these, but I'm keeping them for the simple fact that on this set of crackers I joined 5 together and made like a little rosette flower, which I think is rather sweet, adds a little bit more dimension to it. So you could do that if you wished with all these cut off bits. So put that to one side. So now we're going to put our cracker together. So this skinny end that we had before, I'm going to use my fast fuse for speed, but you can use which Tombow or whatever glue you prefer to use. And you run a little bit down each of the 3 areas, and then fold that in on itself, and then you just press that down and that will meet up perfectly with your score lines like that. And there's your cracker. Now you could, if you wished, store them flat, make a big pile of them, and then fill them when you want them. But obviously today we're going to carry on with our cracker because we're going to finish it off. So you put the seam, you keep the seam underneath, you don't want to see that, although you can't really notice it, I have to say. And then you get a piece of ribbon. This is real red ribbon. It measures about 11 inches, which in centimetres, if you need centimetres, is about 30 centimetres. So you tie your ribbon off at one end and make a nice little bow, if she can, she says. So you make a nice little bow, neaten that all up, and then you put your gift in. Let's just say we're going to put a key ring in. This key ring says Head Gardener. That's me, of course. So we put our key ring in, and then we tie up the other end. You put your gift in, your itty bitty accents, punches, whatever it is you want to put in if you're making these yourself. You could, of course, put these on the Christmas tree, which is my intention, but you could also use them as little party favours at Christmas if you didn't want to put big crackers on. Obviously, on Christmas Day, the table is so full of all sorts of goodies to eat that there's hardly any room for any table gifts, but this would make a lovely table gift. It's just so sweet and doesn't take up hardly any room at all on the table. So we've got our bow done, and now we're going to do our little embellishments here. So I've already put some gold embossing powder on this to save time, and punched out my Love, Peace and Joy, which comes from a little something stamp set. You might remember, if you've seen my other blogs, that I used this for my trick and treat bags. So very versatile stamp set. Lots of stamps in there for you to use. You've also got this rather lovely candy cane that you could use on your little crackers as well if you wanted to. Put a little candy cane on there, it'd be adorable. So for today we're going to get our Stampin' Dimensionals, she says, which she hasn't got out, so if you'll just bear with me while I find those. She's got them. Right, So we're going to put this up on some Stampin' Dimensionals, this little sentiment. I find about 2 should be enough. Peel the backing off them. That's lovely. And put that on the front there. There, and then I've got my lovely jewel rhinestones here, all glimmering. And I'll just get my pokey tool. So we're going to put one of those on each of the sentiments, each side of the sentiments. We'll put one of those. That's lovely. And that's looking lovely and shiny and glimmery, real Christmassy. So then I've got I'm going to put red on today, I think. So I've got my little itty bitty accents punch here, the little star, and I'm going to punch out 2 little stars. And then we are going to find our glue dots, which we have here, and set those on glue dots. Put one on there and one on here. Turn it round. Come along, you want to come off, you know you do. Right then, so that completes the little cracker. We can just trim up the ends of the ribbon like that. Trim that up, give it a nice diagonal cut, make it look pretty, and that completes the cracker. So we put the cracker in the box with the others, and as you can see, 6 fits in here very, very nicely. And I'll get my lovely see-through lid, which does fit on, honestly. And more fingers and thumbs, there it is. So then, if we really want to get pretty, we can get our lovely ribbon out and put that round. Tie that round in a nice and even more length. Tie that round. Tie that in a nice knot or a bow, whichever you wish. With scissors, and there you have it. I think that they are just so lovely. I'm so excited about them. I just can't wait for Christmas to put them on my tree, and I just love all the designs that you can make. You could just use any Christmas papers. I love this blue and pale blue. I just think it looks so lovely with the silver. So you could just do any colour scheme you like, whatever you wish. Anyway, don't forget that if you spend £50 or over on my website, that you will be entered in a competition, and one lucky person will receive this, and I will send it out to the post at the beginning of December to the winner, and you will have them well in time for Christmas, and you get these lovely itty bitty accents punches in them, which are just they're useful for cards, tags, gift bags, so many uses, and I just love them. So that's my project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again next time, so goodbye.